If I had to describe Call of Duty World War II single-player campaign in just one word, that word would be loud. Boasting some of the biggest and most deafening set pieces in a Call of Duty campaign to date, those who enjoy bombastic moments and hair-raising intensity should find themselves quite satisfied. And yet, it wasn't until the gunfire stopped and I was told that I needed to stealthily infiltrate an enemy garrison disguised as a Nazi that I learned another kind of fear World War II had to offer.
It won't be long now, mes amis. But first, we enter the wolf's den. See you there.
The mission itself is simple enough. Make contact with your associate and exchange briefcases. To get to him, you'll have to talk your way through Nazi guards and officers, convincing them there's nothing out of the ordinary. The entire sequence is action-free, but it's one of the most edge-of-your-seat moments I've ever experienced in a Call of Duty campaign. You begin in a car ride towards a Nazi-occupied garrison. You're told to memorize a dossier containing key details of your undercover persona, which is vital because your first interaction is with a Nazi officer demanding to see your paperwork. In the build I played, this encounter had no subtitles, and while I'm not sure if this was intended, if it was, it's genius. The constant fear that you could be found out at any moment, coupled with the fact that you have no idea what this officer is saying to you unless you speak German, is panic-inducing. It's terrifying having people speak about you in a different language, especially when they hold your life in their hands. So as I searched for subtle nods of approval, I could feel myself getting more and more scared of what might come. After lying my way through my first encounter, I entered a beautiful building complete with small, gorgeous details and a number of people with which I could interact. The freedom to move around the building at your own free will was both liberating and chilling. While it was nice for the game to allow you to walk wherever you want and interact with people at will, it gave me an eerie feeling that I was perpetually in danger of triggering the wrong person, possibly setting off a trail of events that would ultimately lead to my discovery. As I walked through the big open rooms of the garrison, I got the feeling I was always being watched. When I tried to joke with a Nazi officer, he became annoyed with me and I felt right then that I had blown the mission. Luckily, he demanded my dossier, and after giving him a few correct answers, I was waved off. But warned that other officers may not be as forgiving. Nazis didn't like jokes apparently. Most of the mission had me approaching different officers while looking for my main contact, but my heart really began to race when a member of the garrison stopped me dead in my tracks, unprepared and vulnerable without those precious opportunities to review my dossier before an interaction that I'd come to rely on. While I won't spoil the ending, know that it contains some of the most chilling dialogue I've ever experienced in a Call of Duty campaign. In a game full of explosive moments that had, up to this point, pierced my ears with loud explosions and disturbing sights, it wasn't until the game got quiet that I truly felt the fear of this war. When you're in a firefight, you expect gunfire, but in acts of espionage, it's the unexpected that will make you feel uneasy. For more on Call of Duty World War II, check out our tips on the multiplayer headquarters mode or how to get started in Nazi zombies. And for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.
Fire in the hole!